Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm here to do another tutorial and this was highly recommended by all three of my coworkers. I know some of you are interested in seeing more of my techniques for prepping my brows. So after 2 or 3 of my coworkers asked me about how I style my brows, I decided that I would just do a tutorial so I can show you guys what my technique is. I used to get my eyebrows waxed by other people for a while, but I found that I just wouldn't get the shape that I wanted. I only had one girl who was able to do what I wanted. Take these glasses off because that ring light. So I only found one girl who could really do my brows how I really loved them. However, she moved to another part of town, which if you know anything about Atlanta traffic, you know that if you're not within a 20-mile radius of where you live, then you just have to find someone else because traffic is crazy here. So I stopped getting them done professionally, and I went to cosmetology school, so I know how to do my own brows and I know how to do other people's brows. However, it's just nice to get something done once in a while when you're tired or you feel lazy, you want to get pampered. So I would just go do it once in a while. But I just decided to do it myself because, if I ever mess them up, then I can only blame myself, right? So I just wanted to show you guys. I know a lot of you are busy out there, so sometimes you might not have the time to go get your brows done professionally. So this is more so for people who maybe want to learn how to do it on themselves or want to be able to do it when they can't find the time to go to get them professionally done. And I hope that made sense because I'm rambling and this is exactly why I try to put music on my videos. But today I'm actually just going to show you what I do around my brows when I'm doing brows. So I've already washed my face, it's clean, and I'm gonna go ahead and apply my skincare because I want my skin to be nice and clean and ready for what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna go ahead, I've already washed my skin. I use the Neutrogena, it's an exfoliating scrub, which pretty much scrubs are all exfoliating, so ignore me. But I'm gonna go ahead and use the micellar cleansing water, Garnier Skin Active. A lot of the YouTubers that I follow actually use this product, and I decided to give it a shot because obviously you don't want to just take somebody's word for it. And I almost got the mini when I bought that product, but it was about $1 difference at Target, and I think the mini was literally like a little bit more than half maybe of what this has. So I didn't think it was worth me purchasing the mini. I just was like, if I'm gonna spend money on this mini, I'm gonna spend it on this full-size bottle, and then if I don't like it, I could just give it away. So I actually like it so far. I have combination to oily skin, mostly in this area here. I tend to break out mostly in these areas and around the hairline, and yeah, combination to oily. I think I don't necessarily have dry skin, but the problem with skincare for me is that I feel that even though I'm combination to oily, I don't feel like I'm on the very oily side either. So a lot of times products for combination to oily skin are too matte in my opinion. So I kind of like a balance. I don't like it to be too thick or hydrating, or not hydrating, but too thick or creamy. But I also don't like it to be too matte either. So I'm more so a fan of satin and natural finishes on my own skin. But everyone is different, which is why I suggest you go ahead and try this on your own if you want to. You can find it at Target, Walmart, pretty much anywhere, drugstore. and I actually like it. And I don't feel like it strips the skin too much either, which is really good for people who are, you know, normal or dehydrated most of the time, or even dry, okay? And there's a difference. Dry and dehydrated are different, okay? You can have oily skin and still be dehydrated. If you're dry, if you have dry skin, you probably have dehydrated skin as well. But that's a different topic. We're gonna stick to eyebrows. I've already done that. I've fully cleansed my skin with that. I'm gonna go in with the Olay Mist, which also is highly recommended by other YouTubers. And I decided to do it on my own, and I really like it. This is actually the second bottle that I've purchased. And I actually tried the Ultimate Hydration Essence with cooling this time. Cucumber, water, and white mist. Smells so good. I'm so happy I bought this one. I usually, when I find something I like, it's so hard for me to get out of my comfort zone and try something new. So I was like, you know what, I started my YouTube channel, let me go ahead and try something new. This is something new that I tried as well, the L'Oreal Paris Age Perfect Rosy Tone. This has a rosy tone because it's supposed to help people with dark circles. Now, I'm not sure how well it works with people with deeper skin tones, so by all means, go ahead and try it and tell me what you think. I don't know if they make it in deeper tones. This is an orangey color, so I think it's pretty good, pretty decent for my skin tone. For a deeper skin tone, I would have probably gone with a little bit of a more orange tone, but I'm not sure if L'Oreal makes it, so that's actually a good question to ask them or look online, or maybe I can look and see. But it's supposed to help with dark circles. Of course, depending on your undertone of your dark circle, then you would want to target it with a different undertone. In my case, they're pretty purple, so I think that this pinky tone does do a good job to help with them. As you notice, that's done a pretty good job so far. And of course, this is not a concealer. This is just a under eye cream, and it just happens to have somewhat of a rosy tone for those of you who have dark circles and happen to be of my skin tone. So I have a pretty medium to light skin tone, or light to medium skin tone, and again, if you have a darker skin tone, then you may want to try something a little bit on the rosier side, or let me know if you've tried that one and it works for you. Awesome. I'd love to hear your feedback. The next thing I'm gonna do is, this is one of my favorites, and I'm actually gonna try to find something different and try it out for you guys. This is my go-to SPF. I've been using this since I don't even remember when it came out. I want to say I was in high school, or maybe in my early teens when I started using this product, and I love it. It's the perfect texture for me, because like I was telling you guys earlier, it actually is lightweight. It hydrates for me, and it's creamy, but it doesn't leave this super thick finish on my skin where it can't breathe, or I feel like it's gonna be an instant pimple forming on my face, which that's usually, I can tell when something is a little too moisturizing for me, or has way too much whatever, you know, hydration, emulsifying ingredients, or anything that helps to you know, moisturize the skin. When it's too much for me, or if it's not made for me, I know instantly because I can feel it on my skin. And a lot of you who have combination to oily skin know what I'm talking about. You know, you can feel something instantly, you're like, this doesn't feel right, and you're probably right. So definitely listen to yourself, because you know your skin best, right? Now that my skin's prepped, I'm gonna go ahead and do one more spray, because like I said, I do like hydration, and that just adds like a little extra layer of freshness to my skin. So what I like to do is, I'm gonna actually not just do my eyebrows, I'm actually gonna go in and trim some of the hairs at the top of my lips. Before, I used to get this done as well, and I found that when I did wax or use any type of product around my lips, I already have sort of a darker perimeter here around my face. This is where my skin is a little bit, I would say, more hyperpigmented. I don't know if that's the word you want to use, but there's not really a lot of discoloration, but when I put foundation on, it's usually around here where I can see my skin is a little bit darker. So when you put products on those areas, in my opinion, I have found that a lot of those products irritate my skin and actually burn it, so it sort of scars the skin around your face even more, right? So I decided to stop using it. I literally would pluck my mustache hairs for a while, and then I found this cool little tool at Target. It's actually the Venus Gillette. I don't know what it's called. Sorry guys. Horrible tutorial. You know, I'm just gonna link it at the bottom in the comment section, but I actually have been using this tool for a few months now and I love it. I won't say that it's pain-free, just because it's designed to, and my battery is dying on this, I need to get another battery, but and I probably need to, yeah, I need to get my little brush and clean it out. Hold on, where's my brush? I found the tool. So this is a little tool that you can use to clean it out, and I've already done that. So it actually has an upward motion, you can't even see that, an upward motion and then a downward motion. Okay, so depending on how your hair grows, then you would want to buff. So if your hair grows down, you would want to buff upward. If your hair grows upward, you want to buff downward, okay? So that it can lift the hair from the root. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that really quickly. And again, this is not pain-free. I actually found that, you know, when I don't keep up with this as often, it hurts a little bit more, and it's not like it's not really painful to the point where you're just like, oh my god, this is terrible. It's more so like, ah. I'm sorry, I don't know how to explain it, but if you go to get a wax done, or if you've gotten your eyebrows waxed or anything like that, then it kind of feels like that initial pinch. And I would say that my wax has hurt more. Okay. And another thing is, I was noticing that I was getting, because for a time I would shave as well. When I stopped using the wax and the creams, I was shaving my mustache, my beard gang. I was shaving that part of my face. And yes, girls do shave. Well, more girls than you think, but I was shaving that part of my face. Watch your teeth. I've never done this talking, so maybe I should take a break. Alright, so like I was saying, I was shaving my skin and I was getting ingrowns, and that wasn't good. No one wants to see an ingrown on your lip. But anyways, so now that I've got my skin done, and you can also use this on your face, so if you have areas of your face that tend to be fuzzier, then by all means use this product. It's great. I love it. I haven't had any issues with it. If you try it, let me know what you think. Tell me what your thoughts are, or if you have any sensitive skin or anything like that, an experience like I've had, share it with me. Let me know what you use. I'd love to hear it, and I'd love to try it. Alright, for the brows. So the most important thing about brows when you're doing them yourself is to have a vision of what you want your brows to look like. In my case, I actually have pretty full brows. As you can tell, they grow in pretty thick. This is something I inherited. This is something that, you know, I can say that it for me has been a blessing, right? If you are a fan of thick brows, if you're a fan of thin brows, then you probably would hate to be me. But I actually am pretty happy with having thick brows. I don't over pluck, and I actually felt like when I was getting my brows done, people were over waxing. They were just giving me, they weren't giving me the shape I wanted. They were just actually taking away from my brow. And that one girl, she was awesome. You know, she just got too, she, you know, was too far away. So I actually like to follow the shape of my brow. To a lot of you who watch YouTube, I'm pretty sure there has been a tutorial on this, or if you've gone to cosmetology school, you actually know how to shape the brow. Your brow is, you can form it in 3 sections. You can take a straight brush and use the tip of your nose, and that is where your natural brow should be. Now, some of your hair might be outside of that natural line. That's totally fine. I actually like how this brow comes in like that. I actually like that natural growth. I'll go in and shape it in a second though. The second point is the V across, like so. So you actually just take it halfway. So you want to see the middle of your eye. So this should go in through the middle of your eye as such. And then finally, it should go at the bottom of your eye where it cuts off. And that's where your line, where your eyebrow should naturally, if you were drawing it in, where it should fall. Does one of my eyes look bigger than the other? I think I have a bigger eye. I need to go to the doctor about that. Anyways, so 1, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. Same thing when you're drawing your eye, okay? So, first thing I do is I trim my brows, okay? A lot of times you may notice that you don't really need to pluck your brows, you just need to trim them. Because your hair on your brows grows just like the hair on your body, right? And for some of us, it grows longer and faster. I don't have a lot of hair on my head, but I have a lot of hair on my brows. So I'm gonna go ahead and trim them. I use a pair of scissors that you can get at Walgreens, Walmart. They come in the beauty section. I think I may have gotten these where and I'm just gonna, if you notice, I'm cutting, I don't know if you can see this, but I shape them upwards, and then I cut over the top of the brow, not towards the brow, just above. So you kind of have to be a barber. You can be a barber at home. Woo. Sorry, I'm gonna stuck my glasses down. So that's, you can see already it's pretty clean. Okay, so I'm gonna do that upwards, and then I'm gonna do it downward. I'm gonna comb it downward, and any excess hair that's coming down, I want to do as much as I can, like so. And then I'm going to cut here at the line. Remember, you're not doing it over your brow, you're doing it at the line. So lift right above and cut. You should never be cutting above, or you should never be cutting through your eyebrow. Okay, that will leave you with a nice bald spot. Okay. All right, so I got a nice shape so far. I can already see here. I don't know if you can see that. I'm gonna do the same thing with the other brow. All right, Now, I'm gonna go ahead and start shaping my brow. I already know that this is where I want my brow to start. I know where I want the arch of my brow, and then I know where I want the end of my brow. My style is mostly just cleaning up my natural shape because I actually like my shape. Now, if you want to create a shape on your brow, the best thing you can do is draw out an outline for where you want your brow to be. So I'll go ahead and show you guys how that looks. And I'm just gonna do it based on what I like. I'm gonna use this brow pencil that you use to shading your brows, just to kind of create a line. So I'm gonna just draw here. On what I want gone. Alright, so now that I have an idea of what I want my brow to look like, I'm actually going to start plucking. Pluck in favor of where that strand lays. And when I say by in favor of, so you want to go with the growth, not against it. I'll show you what that means. My hair grows this way. So I'm going to pluck. I'm going to grab it and pluck away. I'm used to plucking, and there are areas of my brows that are thinner than others. Those areas don't hurt as much. Now if you have coarser hair in these areas, if your hair is thicker or coarser, what you can do to help soften the pull is have some resistance on the skin. And I'm gonna try to do this with one hand because, you know, I'm blind. So you can grab the hair, pull down the skin, and then pluck it, okay? That's something that can help. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it real fast because I'm used to this, and I want you to see the product when I'm done. Alright guys, I'm back and my brows are done. There we go. I nipped myself a little bit, that's fine. You know, that's gonna happen from time to time. But it's just a matter of, make sure I'm in focus. It's just a matter of just being careful, and of course I was getting excited and talking and listening to this podcast. But just be careful. But these are my brows. They're not perfect, okay? So it's really important that when you're doing your brows and you're shaping them, that you don't over pluck the areas that may be more bare than others. So in my case, I have bare areas over here on this brow. So if you notice, I actually don't pluck a lot in those areas, okay? So what that means is, if you have an area with very little hair, leave it alone. You can actually go in with your brow pencil and actually draw that area in, and then buffer it with your spoolie brush. So it's just about having a vision of what you want your brows to look like and then shaping them in that form or into that shape, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna apply a little bit of makeup so that you guys can see the full product with brows shaped, and I hope to see you in my next video. If you want to see more information on how I shape my brows, go ahead and watch my first video. I actually do sort of a step-by-step on how I shape my brows, okay? See you in a bit. Alright guys, here's my final look. I went ahead and, you know, kind of did my eyes up a little bit. Of course, once you draw your eyebrows in, you shape them, you kind of want to put some makeup on just to make them pop a little bit more. I didn't put any concealer to highlight around the brow this time, just because I've been plucking a little bit and I didn't want anything to clog the pores in that area. And I also didn't put any concealer around the top either. I sort of just put concealer underneath my eyes and kind of bronzed in the areas where I wanted to bronze, or you know, kind of sort of bring my or how can I say, cut my features, or emphasize my features is the right word to use, sorry. I used, just kind of give you guys a look. Yeah, I hope this helped. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.